It's going to be an exciting day to be able to talk to, listen to, and hear more about one of our PGA Tour professionals that grew up in New Jersey. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Morgan Hoffman.
I'm just here today to really support health and wellness pretty much, and it's so great to be a part of Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield, and we started this sponsorship and more partnership this year, and I'm so pumped to be part of it, a New Jersey foundation. You know, it's different for everybody, but for me, it's so amazing when I changed my eating when I turned pro to eating a vegetable, a carb, and a protein every day. And for every meal, it's been amazing. No fried food and no gluten, no dairy. It's the energy levels for me, it's been insane. Just by eating a vegetable with every meal for me, it's been pretty freaking cool how you get up in the morning and you just feel like you can run through a wall. So without further ado, thank you to the New Jersey Golf Foundation and Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield for having me out here today, and hopefully you guys can learn something.
What the program tries to do is promote healthy living, and healthy living through what you eat and exercise. And we believe that again, Morgan's a great ambassador to do that.
So we're thrilled to be here. We look forward to working with Morgan. He's going to come to a couple of our hospitals, meet with our patients, probably the pediatric patients who love to see celebrities, and tell them about nutrition, active lifestyles, etc. So we're thrilled to be here. We look forward to working with Morgan, and as you know, one of our logos is "Life is Better Healthy," and our WJ Barnabas Health is here to keep you that way. So thank you and enjoy the day.
Before a tournament, when I was a junior, your guys' age, I used to get to the course and hit balls for an hour and a half before I was going to play a tournament round, and it just didn't make any sense to do that because you'd go through little slumps in your practice when you're warming up for a round. It doesn't make sense. So for me, it's more important to go in the gym and get loose, or obviously if you're not don't have access to a gym, you're not going to have a proper 30-minute warm-up. So you can go have a stretching routine on the range, something simple as warming up your body, some T-spine, touching your toes, that kind of stuff, swinging a couple clubs. But for me, what I'm focusing on is just getting my body loose, trying to hit shots and get ready for the round out there.
And then Morgan, if you wanted to hit, let's say a ball that was flighted down a little bit, what are some things that you would do to help you achieve that flight?
For me, the most important is narrowing my stance. It keeps me on top of the ball more. So for a low shot, it's really important to have control, especially going into a green. Like my go-to shot is kind of like a 3/4 knockdown. So if my stance is normally like this, I'd bring it in pretty close. And even if it's a full shot, I'm gonna put it back on my stance and narrow it. So it keeps me more on top of it instead of having to turn and turn back. It's just easier. So yeah, for me, just narrow my stance and make sure my weight is kind of like at impact, so I don't have to turn as much also.
In conjunction with the Healthy Steps New Jersey, what do you eat on the course to keep your energy up during a round? And if you're teeing off later, what is your typical breakfast?
So for on the course, I've changed this up in the last year. I try and go to each tournament with a hotel in mind, which has a kitchen. So I cook all my meals, and I actually bring a Tupperware on the course and have like a full meal out there, because my thought process behind that is, why would you eat processed food on the course? You know, in college I used to eat Reese's Pieces and Twizzlers, and wasn't really feeling that good, and figured need to make a change. And if you're out there for 4 hours, say if you go through your regular day, you're not gonna go without eating for 4 or 5 hours, are you? So there's no point of doing that on the course when you're playing, when it's important, where your mind needs to be focused. So I cook my meals and try and bring something pretty plain and healthy. So I'll have like a meat, a carb, and a vegetable, and a Tupperware, and eat that throughout the round. But you know, most people can't cook their own meals when they're going to play a tournament. So healthy alternatives to that is like beef jerky from Whole Foods, or just like some fruit, vegetables, some nuts without sugar on them, just whole almonds, something like that. When I first started eating like that, it was pretty disgusting, but once your body gets used to it and realizes how good you feel, I mean, it changes your life. So it was pretty cool for me.
What would be your thought process if you start off a round, maybe a couple bogeys or a double, or you put a tee shot out of bounds? How would you get yourself back into the round?
So for me, as a junior, I always got off to a bad start. It always felt like in the first 4 holes I made a bogey. And for me, it was a challenge to try and get back under par. So some of my best rounds came when I bogeyed the first couple holes. It's just, you just got to make it a game out there, which it is, and for me, a lot of people ask, like, it's your job now, how stressful is it? And I keep reverting back to when I was a kid and how much I love the game and how big of a challenge it was, and for me, I get caught up every once in a while in trying to be on the PGA Tour. It's so stupid. It's like so many people get caught up in trying to be like the Justin Leonard and just hit it down the middle of every fairway. And I think it's so important to play your own game and just play as a kid and have fun and forget about it. Like if you make a couple bogeys, who cares? You have 16 holes left. You bogey the first 2, so all it takes is one good shot to get you back in it, and just stay positive.
How about a round of applause, please, for Morgan?
Thank you, Morgan.
Thank you.